why Meet the Others podcast? What's this about?
Why are we doing this thing?
Why are we doing this dang thing?
Who the F?
Do we even know what we're doing?
Certainly not.
Oh,
We
no.
just hooked this thing up tonight. We figured out how to use the mics, and now we're recording 10 seconds afterwards. Gives
Word
me
up.
comfort. So,
I hear you.
yeah. So anyways, Meet the Others. That's us.
Still waiting on this car to come and take me home. Things feel a little different now that we grown. Till I turn the ass, so they put my name in stone. Live how I wanna live, cause we die alone.
Hey.
Yo! Welcome, guys.
What's poppin'?
Welcome to Meet the Others podcast. I'm Anissa B.
And I am Choirboy Dank.
And this is Meet the Others podcast. We are a podcast of entrepreneurs, lovers, gym rats, creators, just people trying to change the world, right?
Welcome.
Welcome. So we wanted to come on here for our second episode and kind of just give you guys a little bit of like, a little bit more reasons why we kind of taken some time and stepped away from.
This is our second episode back.
Yes, it is. Yes. So,
Baby.
You gonna start or what?
No, I was just
Oh,
saying,
what?
I was just saying that.
No.
That was all I had.
Oh, is that all you have?
That's all I have. So I guess we're done here. Thank
No.
you. Thank you guys.
Now let's talk about it. Let's really get level down. Would it be considered level down? Yeah.
Level down.
Level down, level with some people who would understand a little bit what's going on in our world, in other world, with the
Our people,
others.
with our people.
Yes. So, let's start, baby.
So check out my nails.
Yes. That
My beautiful daughter did them, and I'm super proud of her. She's just an amazing person. So, we took a little break. We had to take a couple breathers just so that we could put on our masks so that we could, help out the others around us a little bit better. So, we had, like everybody, we had the holidays to deal with, and all of that brings its own stresses and ups and downs, which were great, and we loved them. But we also put on a lot of things, ideas, responsibilities, and goals on our checklist that we really want to get done this year. So in doing so, came with some added stress.
yes.
And some of us started freaking out about it.
Yes. And let me just add on to the holidays. If you follow us or you follow me, Anissa Be Strong on Instagram, Facebook, you'll find me somewhere on one of those platforms. But honestly speaking, the holidays is where I become the most. I feel like I actually become super down, super depressed in the holidays. And sometimes it's hard for me to get out of that funk. And on top of that, I like I mentioned in our first episode coming back, I had taken on a lot of schoolwork, which I wasn't 100% completely ready for as much as I thought. I mean, of course I'm ready for it because I finished it, right? But getting there was not easy. In fact, there was a point in time where I actually felt so overwhelmed because my husband added on to my plate that I had somewhat of a nervous breakdown. Right? It wasn't like that big of a breakdown, was it? What do you think?
It was substantial.
Was it?
It was substantial.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that one.
Well, because here's the thing. Let me listen to this. I am definitely the type of person that I love to take as much stuff in and be able to like conquer it all, right? And I appreciate my husband for thinking and feeling like I had like I was able to actually take it all on. Like I appreciate that. That means that you see that I have potential to do many things.
Great things.
Right.
Many great things.
Right. But at that time I was like, bro, I got like a lot of stuff. I don't think you understand. Like I had to have a tantrum, sit him down and show him how much this was like triggering, like it kind of almost triggered like childhood, like when I was like developing as a child and like learning and stuff. It was like hitting me really weird, right? Wouldn't you say? I was like kind of like, mommy, no, like it was overwhelming.
She was overwhelmed. It was substantial.
So we took a step back and we said, in order for number one, I had to put some of the, next adventures that I'm actually going to be facing next week, because I'm stepping back and then realizing what my capabilities are, even though I know for sure I can do anything. The possibilities are endless. But I'm also like, I'm going to jump back into it. But we took that step back and we kind of focused on our family, education, getting back into the swing of things, riding the holiday grief and waves and all that stuff that comes with it, and fun as well, because there was fun, right? Would you say? Was there any fun in it?
I had a great time.
Yeah. But we also recognize that we are human. And in order for us to actually make shit happen, we have to recognize when there's too much heaviness on our shoulders, right?
Yeah. I think that we just got to be clear about what we can handle and what we want to be able to take on, and how to kind of put those into bite-sized pieces to be able to attack it, right? It's easy to be like, put these big grand goals out into the world and not necessarily know how to do it. And I think that it's very important to kind of put those into a plan, an actual action item kind of way to compartmentalize everything so that you can actually get there. Otherwise, because I think that it's important to know that everybody has the same goals to some degree.
Right.
And a lot of people don't get them because they're not putting the action or the steps and sometimes it's just, I think you can easily, with all the hustle culture and everything that goes on, makes it feel like if you're not grinding 24 hours a day, getting 3 hours of sleep, working 12-hour days, that you're not going to get to your goals. And I think that some of that is counterproductive. So we just, had to pull back the arrow so that we could shoot at the right bullseye, right?
Yeah,
so.
For sure. So, yeah, because that's a great point, too, because we listen to a lot of books, and we listen to a lot of, like, podcasts, and we listen to a lot of people that we look up to that are super motivating. But sometimes we're like, damn, but I need a break. I need to sleep today. Because, like, if you know us, like, I wake up at 3:30. Well, we both wake up at 3:30 in the morning, kind of promised ourselves that. And, sometimes we don't get to bed at
at 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock because we because we are also partners, and we want to have time together to make sure that we continue to, like, light the flame in our relationship. And the only time we can really honestly do that is when the kids go to bed. So sometimes we'll stay up a little past our bedtime, because our bedtime normally is like 8 o'clock, in order for us to get a substantial amount of like sleeping time, for our schedule that we have. So yeah, like it is funny because a lot of times, like I do feel like when I listen to all those like David Goggins and like, Bedros and like Andy, like I feel like, oh, I'm strong, I'm gonna keep going, and sometimes we need to step the fuck back and like take a breather, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I just think that you got to be able to balance it. And I think that obviously when you're trying to really work towards something that's great, balance doesn't exist, right? And you can't balance everything if you're really going for something great. And I think that there's value in understanding that as well. But in order to give yourself the amount of fuel and trajectory to be able to hit what you want to hit, you gotta rest. You gotta give yourself some breathing room to be able to sustain it. Because otherwise, that 90 or nothing, everything all on all the time is not sustainable. You'll burn out.
For sure.
So,
For sure. Yeah. Do you feel like, how did you kind of recognize that? Was it the nervous breakdown that I had?
yeah, the nervous breakdown was kind of like a little flag on the play that made me go, maybe we dial it back a bit.
Anyone ever saw Katie Kaboom?
Oh, yeah.
Animaniacs.
I forgot. Like, I've obviously watched Animaniacs. It was a big cartoon in my childhood or whatever. But I forgot about Katie Kaboom, but you definitely reminded me.
Yeah.
If you don't know, that's a good one to...
Yes. I always feel that way. I'm good. I'm doing good. Like, that's kind of exactly how I reacted. Like, I was like, I could take this all on. I could do this. I could, and honestly, like, I'm not ashamed of saying this, but like, I have struggled with education, like, since I was a kid. Like, a lot of times I learned how to read by myself. I learned how to maneuver my education on my own. So that's why sometimes, I don't make a lot of sense when I'm like, I don't, like, sometimes my words come out all crazy, and then, I got my correctors, my special, my people who love to come on and just give me advice on how I'm saying things wrong.
The English teachers.
Thank you guys. Shout out to the English teachers. I love you. So, some of those feelings came back because I felt overwhelmed, and I felt like how am I going to be able to read literally 700 pages of one course within 10 weeks and take care of a household and take care of my husband and take care of myself? It's not going to add up. So, that's where Katie Kaboom, decided to come through and like kind of, set shop, Yeah. So, yeah.
She was kabooming.
I was kabooming, but I feel a lot better. I do. And honestly, I even checked in with my husband just last week, and I was like, hey, listen, this is what's happening and this is how I'm feeling. And he was like, take a step back, take a few steps back. Don't take one step, take a few steps. And that is something that I would like to, also encourage all my watchers and listeners today. Like, don't try to overdo it, bro. Take a step back. Don't kaboom. Don't become Katie. Take a step back or a few steps back and really like work on yourself and say, hey, does this make sense for me? Like, so that way mentally you could keep going and you can be the best mother, the best father, the best partner, the best you, Yeah. So.
The best teacher, the best English teacher, the best artist, the best carpenter, whatever you got going on. You got to be able to take it in sometimes.
So honestly, I don't really want to come on here and be like, I am so sorry, guys, because I needed to step back. I needed to step back from everything.
And what would we be sorry about? For taking the break?
For taking the break?
Yeah, and I want to be able to show up for our people, and I want
for sure.
And I do want to, I mean, honestly, that was part of the goal. Like canon, the whole like goal kind of deal that we wanted to do. It was in the goals, right? We wanted to be more present on our podcast, do what we want to even do more lives and like really connect with our audience and do more, stay on top of like our topics and different things that we want to talk about. But in order to do that, we really kind of had to say, what are we doing? How can we, how can we do this as effectively as possible? And, I think that it's easy to get overwhelmed. I mean, I think that we wanted to step up the production of the podcast, make it look professional, make it be nicer. And I think that sometimes you just grasp at straws and do whatever you think that could happen in the moment. And I think sometimes it's good to just say, we need to really dial it back so that we could really come back stronger. And that's, I feel like, what we're trying to do. And I think that we have the capacity now to do that better.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, and we're going to try our hardest to be here and be as present as possible. And we're going to try our best, but we are human. So bear with us. Right. And we do have a lot of responsibilities. Like I said before, my children age range is from here to here. So everybody's going through different things in their life. And I am a mom. And, you know, first and foremost, I always put that on the top of my resume, you know, like mom first. And sometimes I spread myself like butter. And I end up really overwhelmed because I want to save all my kids and save them from the world and save them from themselves and save them from everything. So like I end up like consuming myself, and like that's where I'm learning even more as I'm becoming more of myself and learning more about myself. I'm also learning that like I need to take care of myself in order to take care of these kids, you know? Right. So.
Well, not only that, I think that we need to take care of our community too, right? Like I think
for sure.
I think first it is our family that we got to take care of, because if they're not together, if they're not put together and feeling good and in a good place, we're not going to be able to show up for our community. We will not. We're going to be terrible, right? Like, yeah. And, you know, I need to show up for my fans, giving them music, giving them more of me. You need to show up for your fitness people and the people that you speak to. Yes. And in order to do that correctly, we need to have our home.
Our heads have to be
intact, right?
Yes, for sure.
And it's like our heads got to be intact, so then our home can be intact, so then we could show up for our community.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that all of those things need to be in place. And, you know, sometimes a break is a well-needed, just a well-needed part of that.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. I also wanted to just come on here and encourage this. I've been doing this since the beginning of February. And I want to encourage this because like a lot of people haven't jumped onto this challenge, the Fly Challenge, which is first love yourself. I want you to actually jump on it, guys. Tag me on your posts, tag me on your stories about, you know, just doing something that, you know, lights you guys up, that, you know, that you do for yourself, because a lot of times we overconsume ourselves with the outside world. And I just would love to, kind of, extend that olive branch of fly. I want you to fly, and I want you to first love yourself, so that way you can be able to love other people, love your community, just like, you know, in general, just be able to love yourself so that everything else will fall into place. So I'm probably going to continue to do it since nobody really has jumped on the challenge. And basically you doing that for as many times as you can throughout this month of February, and even going throughout March, because in March is my father's birthday, and I would love to celebrate him by putting that out there. And, you know, you continue to do that, and basically I will be picking a male and a female to receive a Be Strong hoodie from my brand. And I hope that you guys would, you know, be motivated, and whether it's painting, exercise, riding bike, anything, making music, anything that lights you up, spending time with your kids, like anything, but as long as it's something for you, I want you guys to start honoring that, and don't feel like you're being selfish or anything. Just do something for you. So
yeah, and throw the hashtag in there. What is the hashtag?
As far as,
or is it just to tag you?
It's to tag me. If you tag me in your story and in your post, and you write fly, and if you write be strong, I just want you to first love yourself, and, you know, and everything else will follow.
Yeah, I love that. So then that's something that I think is something that we need to lead with a lot. And I think that it's exactly to what this episode's about, right? So I think that you guys got to do that and get yourself a Be Strong hoodie and tag Anissa Be Strong so that way you can be seen, and we can repost that to her story, to our podcast story, so that we can get those hoodies out there. And
yes, you know how badly I want more men to step up. Like, I know that I speak to a lot of females because I am a female, and sometimes, you know, men get a little intimidated. I know it's real. I'm looking at you. But I would love it if more men, like, step up. Come on. Where's my be strong men at? Shoot. Sorry. Got excited. I'm the bookkeeper.
empower that shit, baby.
But yeah, I wanted to just like add that in just because I thought it was super important. Because I'm like, bro, there's a lot of like crickets. Like, hello?
Yeah. And, you know, it's good. It's good we're coming back so we could talk about that type of stuff.
Yes, for sure. But thank you guys. We wanted to just kind of, you know, talk about some of the reasons why we took a step back and that it's okay. And your mental health and what's going on in your life at the current moment. Take your time, take your space, take whatever you need to feel good for yourself. Because what is that saying that the mask saying, like when you're on the plane?
Yeah. In order to breathe the oxygen, you got to put your mask on first.
Right.
Right. So that you can help yourself before you help others. And
so put your mask on.
We had to do, and that's what we encourage everybody to do, right?
For sure. Yes.
You can't fill from an empty cup.
Yes, very true. But you'll see a lot more of us, and definitely more music. I am doing a lot of fitness stuff right now at the moment. I kind of taken a step back from makeup just because right now the demographic where I'm at, there's not a lot of special effects things to do at this very moment in time. Makeup will always be a passion of mine, but honestly, healing myself and just creating a better version of myself is way more important, and that has to do a lot with my fitness. So that's kind of where my attention's at, and I would love to reach out to a lot more females and males and help people just kind of conquer any of their fears, any of their doubts by, you know, moving your body and creating better versions of yourselves. So
amen, sister.
Amen, sister. Brother.
Sister.
Brother. Well, thank you guys for listening to Meet the Others podcast. We are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Where else are we?
We're at those places.
We're in a bunch of places. If you see these faces, then it's Meet the Others.
Follow, tag us. Hey, send us some comments. What else should we be talking about? What do you want to converse with us with? Maybe next time we'll go live and we'll chat with y'all.
Yes.
In real time.
And don't forget, guys, to fly.
Let's do it, baby.
Why Meet the Others podcast? What's this about?
Why are we doing this thing?
Why are we doing this dang thing?
Who the F?
Do we even know what we're doing?
Certainly not.
Oh,
we
no.
just hooked this thing up tonight. We figured out how to use the mics, and now we're recording 10 seconds afterwards. Gives me comfort. So
I hear you.
yeah. So anyways, Meet the Others. That's us.
Still waiting on this car to come and take me home. Things feel a little different now that we grown. Till I turn the ass, sure they put my name in stone. Live how I wanna live.